Okay, hi guys. Today we will be exploiting a Windows Server 2012. This is also our domain controller and also a Windows 7 machine which is connected to the domain, same domain as the Windows Server 2012. We will be using Kali Linux as our attacker machine, and also we need the help of our desktop, Windows 7. Doesn't matter what Windows this is, but okay, we just need it for some social engineering exploits. Okay, let's go back into our Kali. First thing we have to do is we have to download our script from an online source. This takes use of a vulnerability that came out 2 months ago. That's a git clone. It's from github.com. So I remember who posted this. Sassy script. Okay, so let's enter the directory of our Sassy script. Take a look at what's inside. All you want to do is you want to start our Sassy script. sh. So after the script started, we go for option 5. We enter our own IP address, the port number that we want to listen for connection to, and okay. So right now what's happening is the script is setting up a server for us to deliver a malicious payload to our Windows server when the user clicks on our malicious exe later. So in order to create our malicious exe, we have to take this line, where is the server 32, okay, this entire line, okay. Let's copy it down. Let's create a text file in our Windows machine, and you can see that I've renamed it exploit.txt, and I've put in exactly what I saw just now, where is the server 32/s/n, so on and so forth. Okay, let's close it. What I want to do now is we want to rename this into a PowerShell file. So now that it's a PowerShell file, we need a tool to convert it into an exe file, which is a free tool that's provided by Microsoft. It's called ps2exe. So in order to use ps2exe, you have to run PowerShell on our Windows machine as an administrator. Okay, so let's change directory to our desktop, and ps2, this is the file that we downloaded. This is ps2exe, so let's change directory to it, and let's use the script ps2exe.ps1. so we have to input our ps1 exploit.ps1 file, which is in our desktop. So it's in users macrostring desktop exploit.ps1, and now our output file will be our exe file. So I'm putting in our desktop again. Let's name it exploit.exe. Okay, so our file is being created. You can close our PowerShell now. This is our exploit.exe. Your extra config file will also be given to you, but you can just delete it. It's not that important. Okay, so right now we want to take a screenshot of our home. Let's take a screenshot. Let's run paint. Let's paste it in and just save the image into our desktop as untitled. So what I'm doing now is go to our online ICO convert. This basically converts any image into an icon file. Let's upload our file inside. untitled.png. Let's upload it. We don't have to crop an image. We should not apply any styles to make it look as realistic as we can. And okay, now all we do is press convert ICO and download our icon. So our icon has been downloaded. You can close this now. You can close this too. So we will also need resource hacker to embed this icon file. Okay, let's take a look at our icon file. Let's bring it out here. Okay, let's start up resource hacker. So in resource hacker, we click file, we click open, we find our exploit.exe, and after that we have to press action, add a single binary or image resource, select the icon file that we created just now. It's here. Let's just add the resource and close it. Name exploit2.exe. So it looks exactly like a screenshot now. So you have to rename this file. Let's say screenshot. But they can still see the extension, so you have to change the extension to something else, like screenshot.scr. This by itself already looks like a screenshot file, but this is not enough to trick our user. You want to make him think it's a JPEG file. So let's rename screenshot to screenshot, and the opposite of JPEG would be gpj.scr. So right before GPJ, we'll insert this Unicode character RLO, and magic, it looks like JPEG file now. But if I click properties, you can still see that it's a screensaver file. Screensaver files work exactly the same as a exe file, so it's fine to rename the exe file to a screensaver file. So okay, right now we want our user to click on this file. What I'm gonna do is I'm just going to drag it in. Sorry, let's just drag it in. Okay, see that the image and the name still retains. It still looks like a JPEG file, but it's actually a screensaver file. So we're just going to run the file. Here you can see this command prompt will show up, and it'll be gone after a short period of time. Yeah, it's gone. And you can see that currently we actually already received the request from the server, and we're prepared to exploit it. So let's just wait for our server to send the payload and the stage over. Okay, we have successfully obtained session 1. So let's enter the session. There's a few problems though right now, because I'm actually not in an administrator account. So you can see that if I try certain functions like hash dump, it doesn't work. Or if I try some for certain modules such as run post /windows /gather /smart hash dump, you can see that insufficient privileges to dump hashes, and I can't get a system privileges too. So right now you have to use another exploit to escalate our privileges. So let's background this session, and let's use exploit Windows local bypass UAC_injection. Okay, so we can look at the options. So let's set our session. One, set target. One, set our host as our own IP address again. Set our port as a new port. Set payload. Reverse TCP. And exploit. Yeah, in order for this exploit to work, the user actually has to be a part of the administrator group, and there's a UAC setting to be set to default or lower. If not, this exploit cannot work. So you can see that in session 2 it's been opened, we are already in it. I can type hash dump, and you can see that actually it dumps the hashes. I can also get system, so now I can have system privileges. So what you want to do is want to get the smart hash dump, which dumps the domain hashes. So you can get that by typing run post windows gather smart hash dump. So while it's running, you can see all these password hashes, and they actually save the file over into this directory. Let's take a look at it. And I believe it's this file 894. Yes, it's this file. We can just bring it to our desktop, we'll need it later. So right now, since we already have the hashes, there's actually another exploit we can use to get into our Windows 7 machine with only the hashes, and we don't actually need the plain text password. Okay, so let's background this session again. let's copy this administrator hash. This is the landman hash, the LM hashes, and the right side is the NTLM hashes, the newer version. So let's use exploit Windows SMB PSXZ. So let's set our SMB domain. It's the domain name. I know that the domain name is test. User will be administrator. The pass will be the hash that we copied just now. Let's paste it over. Okay, then we also set our host again to our own IP address. Set our port to another port that we want to listen to for this session. And I believe that's about it. Let's try exploiting right now. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to set the target host, which is 192.168.60.128. This is the Windows 7 IP address. So now let's type exploit. You can see that we already authenticated, and yeah, right now they're executing the payload and the session has been opened already. So now we actually have access to our Windows 7 machine. What I want to do now is take a look at where we are. Like let's look at our present working directory. You want to go into the users. I'm sorry. Okay, then let's take a look at who is here. Normally the more important files would be the default users, like maybe Jack and Necrosin. So let's try going to Jack. Let's look at what Jack has on his desktop. Okay. So look, records.txt. Let's see what's inside here. Yeah, we can actually see that. You can see some information that they stored. You can see Jack's bank account number and how much money he has, how much Caishuan has. Okay, so what we want to do now is you want to download this file for further usage. So let's just download records.txt to our root directory, and you can see that they already downloaded it. And we can check our root directory. Let's just open our terminal. And let's go to our root and check. You can see that the small cat, the record.txt is here. The bigger, this one was another one that I did previously, so we can ignore this. So okay, now that we know that we've already exploited this machine successfully, we can exfiltrate information. Now we actually can upload things into the machine, but we won't be doing that for our Windows 7. For now, the Windows 7 will be done. Now we'll go back to our Windows Server 2012. So let's background this session again. Let's enter the escalated privileges domain controller session, which is session 2. Okay, now we have to load some other extensions such as Mimikatz. Okay, and Mimikatz will allow us to dump the Kerberos hashes. So you can see right here that they dump the hashes. They dump the Kerberos. You can see the password in plain text. You can also see the username and the domain name. And okay, you can also run some scripts like checkviliam.rb. Yeah, you can see that this is actually a virtual machine. In reality, when you see that a machine is a virtual machine, you might have to be a little bit worried because sometimes like it's a honeypot, you know, like people specifically designate these servers to be attacked, so they know what kind of attacks that you will run on the actual machine. So sometimes you have to be careful. Okay, so moving on, we can see that we have the Jack's password, but we're not gonna use his password for now. We're gonna try to crack the hashes that we got just now. Remember this text file that we got just now with the hashes? We are gonna open our Firefox. and we're gonna use crackstation.net. Crackstation is a free online hash cracker that has over 1.6 billion entries in its word list. So it's quite an extensive amount, so it will be quite likely that they can guess quite a few passwords. They are easy. So let's go to crackstation.net. So we have to minimize this. Let's just copy the NTLM, the right side, the hashes over. Let's try cracking this. Okay, so we're typing the captcha. Let's crack the hashes. It actually takes really fast for them to crack the hashes. You can see the results are already out. And you can see that the NTLM hashes, it is NTLM, and they found Jack's password and the administrator password. Administrator and Jack. So now that you have the administrator password, p@sswzrd, we can just close this and we can minimize this, so we can actually remote desktop connection into the server. And right now, since we have a meter session, we can actually enable RDP too. We just have to run get GUI-e. But in this case, my server actually already enabled RDP. But if it doesn't, if RDP is not already enabled, this exploit run GUI-e should work, and it should enable RDP and open a port in the firewall for RDP connections. So to RDP in, we type r-desktop-d, and we type the domain name -u for the username, that's administrator, and -p for the password that we saw just now that we cracked, get ssw0rd, and we type the IP address of the server, 131, sorry. Okay. Oh look, we are actually already inside the server. You can see that currently Jack is actually logged into this server too. This server allows for consecutive concurrent connections, I mean. So you can see that if I decide to create a new file at Jack's desktop, you can see Jack's desktop. I can new folder maybe. You can actually see that a new folder has been created here as well. So what can we do with this? So first thing is we're gonna remain persistency. So what we're gonna do is we have to download our exploit.exe. I've already downloaded it. This exploit.exe is the same one that we have down here, the one that we created just now. Let's go back to our Kali machine. So okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna upload this. So we're gonna upload this file, upload -root -downloads -exploit.exe to their system32 folder. Okay, you can see that it successfully uploaded this exploit.exe. So actually we want to rename this file, but it's okay. This is for experimental purposes, like because we can rename to Windows Service.exe and users will not expect it to be a virus. Okay, so right now we can go back to our remote desktop connection. I believe it's here. Okay, so all you want to do is start up a task scheduler. Okay, task scheduler basically allows you to start the program or anytime you want when the user logs in, when the system starts. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a basic task here. I'm gonna name it Windows Service, Windows Services, so that users won't be so suspicious. You can every time the computer starts, you start a program, we can browse the script here, that one that we just uploaded just now. Okay, let's go into our Windows System 32. Okay, let's look for our file, exploit.exe. Should be quite easy to find. Ah yes, this is our exploit.exe file. See? Okay, let's just finish this, and we have to change some of the properties. You see run whether the user is logged on or not, run with the highest privileges, and hide the process running so that they won't actually see anything at all when they restart the system. So changes to Windows Server 1 and 12, triggers remain the same, actions remain the same. Remove these two options. Let's leave nothing here ticked. Settings, remove this, and okay, that's about it. History basically will show you like how many times the program has started and everything, but we haven't started anything yet, so you have to type in the administrator password again to confirm these changes. And okay, we have successfully obtained persistency. I can prove it to you. All you have to do is shut down our administrator, shut down this server. Let's run a command prompt. Normally we wouldn't want to shut down the server because it raises a lot of like suspicion, but for the sake of this program you have to shut down the server. So you just have to wait for Windows to sign out, and eventually it will be shut down. Okay, and let's go back to our meterpreter session. After a while you will see that the session will die off because the computer actually restarts, and when the computer starts up again you should see that another meterpreter session will be enabled, and I don't have to escalate privileges anymore. Yeah, you can see that session already died. Yeah, okay, I just have to wait for the Windows server to come back up. Let's take a look at the Windows server. It takes quite a long time for it to restart, so I have to be patient. Should be up any time now. Okay, yes, now the system actually has started up. All you have to do is just wait for a moment. Okay, we have successfully started our machine. Okay, now we can log in again. To Jack's account, you don't actually need to log into the administrator account, the account that we RDP'd in just now. You can just start it up. And yeah, you can see that actually our server actually just sent the request again. It's handling a request right now, and soon another meterpreter session will also start up. Okay. It'll take quite long for this to start again, because when our server just boots up, actually it doesn't accept the payload that quickly. So we're gonna stop it at here. So we're gonna just close this because I'll end my presentation here. And yeah, that's basically how you exploit the Windows Server, and you can actually pivot to any machine at all that has SMB enabled. Also, this is why you be sure to patch your servers, because new exploits like this come out all the time, and if you don't patch your servers regularly, you'll be hacked quite often. So that's about it. Thank you for listening to the end. Hope you have a nice time learning, and thank you for staying to the end. Goodbye.